G'day friends, my name is Franny. Welcome to your Considered Body Recovery Practice. This class combines a full body stretch with some guided breath work at the end. We're going to use a technique known as box breathing. So all you need is a mat, but I encourage you to make yourself and your space as comfortable as possible. Grab whatever props you need, whether they're blocks, blankets, or pillows. Put on some really comfy clothing, loosen your hair, light a candle, dim the lights, whatever it is you need, so you can just have this time focusing on you and your body. Now we're stretching. It sounds chill, but can be a little intense. So no, it's not about going as far as you can today, but rather little by little exploring your edge. This is a practice just like any other. Listen to your body. Take this at your own pace. And let's get started in a cross-leg seat. So come on down. You might face the top edge of your mat. You may stay facing me. Find whichever wrap of your legs you're called to go to first. Let your sitting bones get nice and heavy. Find an alert but easy stacked position of your spine. Let your shoulders just fall wide. Draw your chin in towards the back of your skull and find this little lift out of the crown of your head. And just meet yourself here. Checking in with where you're at, physically, mentally, and energetically. And setting the intention just to be kind to yourself for the next 30 minutes. But hey, you can extend that for the rest of your day as well. Just to be kind to yourself. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And open your mouth, let out a sigh. As you next breathe in, start to stretch your arms up, keeping your sitting bones nice and heavy and your shoulder blades anchored down, finding that little bit of lift in between the vertebrae of your spine, and then holding onto that lift as you exhale, start to twist towards your right. Left hand catching the outside of your right thigh, right hand tented at the base of your spine. Think about lifting or puffing beneath your heart, dropping your shoulder blades down towards the waistband of your pants, and really emphasizing the rotation from your bottom rib up. As you grow a little bit fuller with your breath, can you feel your abdomen expand? And as you exhale, can you find that little bit more space, releasing whatever's not serving you, whatever might be bogging you down. We'll just take one more breath in and one more breath out. As you inhale, start to unwind, coming back through center. Bring both hands behind you, roll back on your sitting bones just for a moment as you switch the wrap of your legs. Readjust, shift your weight from side to side, return to that alert but easy position of your spine so the vertebrae are stacked and you've got this little bit of lift through the crown of your head. As you breathe in, start to reach your arms outwards and upwards. And then as you exhale, find your twist, bringing your right hand to the outer edge of your left thigh, tenting your left fingertips at the base of your spine. Breathe in, find that lift through your breastbone, through your sternum, through your crown. And as you exhale, letting go of something to make space for something new and different. Not judging this side to where you were before, but meeting yourself exactly where you are. Being kind to this version of you exactly as you are, right here and now. One more inhale. One more exhale. As you inhale, release your twist, come back through center, shift your weight back once again, and this time we're going to find a straddle. So extend your legs out wide into a V. Depending on your body, it might be a little bit more narrow, it might be a little bit more open. Wherever you find yourself, think about rolling your pinky toes back, almost like you're trying to spiral your inner thighs up, and that might just enliven a little bit more sensation. Now you might stay that more upright with your spine, or maybe you slowly start to walk your hands forward, keeping your sitting bones as anchored and as grounded as you can. Try not to let them roll off the floor. Pulling your pinky toes back as you hinge forward. Maybe you find it might be subtle, it might be that little bit more generous movement of your spine. Maybe it's a sway, maybe it's a little flexion and extension as you bow in here. Noticing what sensations are loud, noticing what sensations are more quiet. Just noticing, bearing witness to what's right here. One more inhale, and one more exhale. If you are leaning forward, start to walk your hands back towards your center. And we're going to pivot into an all fours position facing the top edge of our space. So bring your hands beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips, and just give yourself a moment to wiggle around once you get there. And we're just going to undulate the spine through flexion and extension, one round of cat-cow. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, pull your heart forward and through. Maybe you tilt your head up, feeling a contraction through the back line of your body, in between your shoulder blades, and a little stretch through the hammock of your belly here. And then as you exhale, start to reverse your shape, finding an angry cat, chin towards your chest as you push the floor away and pull your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Feeling your back body blossom open here. And then as you next breathe in, return to a neutral spine position. So this natural S curvature, your low abdomen's engaged to protect your lumbar spine. And we're just going to move through some lateral flexion. Start to walk your right hand in front of, or maybe a little further away in front of your left. So your right hand is towards the diagonal left corner of your mat. Start to lean into your right rib cage, getting this curvature to your spine through the side. You might stay here up on your knees with a little shift of your weight backwards and forwards, or maybe you start to pull your hips all the way back before lifting up. Flossing between those two shapes, really breathing and noticing, getting expansive through the space of your right side armpit, your lat, that big angel wing muscle that connects to your upper arm bone, all the way down to your pelvis. Maybe you find stillness with your hips pulling back, or maybe you keep flossing between the two for one more round of breath. And then as you next breathe in, shift your shoulders back over your wrists, return your right hand beneath your right shoulder. One more round of cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, open across your chest, tailbone floats towards the ceiling. And then exhale, tailbone pulls down, spine puffs up, gaze between your knees. Inhale, return to your neutral spine. Keep your right palm where it is. Walk your left hand in front, or maybe it travels just a fraction off the right side edge of your mat. Start to lean into your left side body, creating this half moon-like shape through your spine. From the tips of your left fingers down towards your left hip. You might stay here, or maybe you start to rock, sway, continuing to lean in to the sensation and space you're creating through your left side. Meeting yourself on side 2 as if it were the first time. Not being influenced or held back by the experience you had in this movement before. Embracing a beginner's mindset for one more round of breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then using your next breath in to return to center. And then gently start to make your way all the way down onto the ground for Sphinx pose. Bring your elbows to stack beneath your shoulders. Your forearms, your palms parallel out in front of you like train tracks. Your legs, they might be slightly spread, or maybe you zip your inner thighs, your inner knees, the insides of your feet together like the tail of a snake. Start to extend your spine, just like we did in our cow. Can you anchor your shoulder blades and pull them down and in towards your spine? Maybe you drop the back of your head towards the back of your neck. If you notice your glutes are clenched, are squeezing tight, can you encourage them to soften just a little bit? Contracting through your upper back body to get that little bit more spacious through the front side. Feeling your abdomen all the way from your pubic bone to your bottom ribs, to your collarbone. Getting that good amount of length as you look up. Take one more breath. And then from here, slowly start to lower yourself down, bringing your forearms to stack one on top of the other, maybe resting your head on top just for a moment. And we're going to catch a hold the top of our foot, side 1 and then side 2. So keep your left forearm grounded. Find a little lift of your head, of your chest as you start to sweep your right arm back, bending your right knee, pulling your right foot towards your bum cheek, catching a hold of the top of your foot in your right hand, and then use the strength of your arm to pull your foot, your leg, that little bit closer in. Can you find this reaching of your kneecap so much so it might lift ever so slightly off the ground? Noticing the sensation that's arising, the feedback that you're getting from the front of your right hip and the belly of your quad. You can find this little bit of a dance between kicking into your hand and then pulling your foot, your heel, that little bit closer towards your hip. Noticing how that shifts the feedback, how it changes the sensation. Finding a sense of ease with a slower and deeper breath for one more moment here. And then without letting your foot slingshot back, gently release the grip that you had, lowering your right leg down, bringing your right forearm to the base, stacking your left on top, and then using that stack of your arms to create a pillow just for a moment, maybe a little shimmy from side to side of your hips. And we'll take that to the opposite side. Start to lift your head, lift your chest just a little. Start to sweep your left arm forward, around and back as you pull your heel in towards your bum cheek. Grabbing a hold of the top of your foot as best you can. Pulling it in towards your hip. Reaching your kneecap away. Feeling the feedback from the joint, your hip, your knee, your ankle. Feeling the feedback from your quad, your hip flexor. Noticing what feels like it's holding, what's gripping, and what feels like it's releasing and lengthening. Maybe finding that dance of push and pull, kicking your foot into your hand, or pulling your foot, your heel, that little closer in towards your hip. Bearing witness to what's right here. For one more round of breath. Inhale fully, deeply and slow. Exhale fully, deeply, slow. Gently start to release. Let your foot fall down to the ground, gently landing. Bring your left forearm to stack, creating that pillow once again. Head comes down. A little shimmy of your hips, left and right. And from here, we're going to roll onto our left side. So roll onto your left shoulder, your left hip, and then bring your thighs parallel with the back edge of your mat out in front of you. Your heels, your knees, your hips are stacked. Extend your left arm out in front of your chest like a T, and then bring your right hand on top, kind of like a crocodile's mouth. And we're going to find an open book thread. So maybe you reach your right fingertips just that fraction further away as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, don't let the stack of your legs change as you open and rotate, reaching your right fingertips back behind you and away. And we'll move through that 3 more times. Inhale, close your book, bring your right palm to glide onto or past your left. And then exhale, reach fingertip away from fingertip, big wingspan, rotating from your bottom ribs up. 2 more with your breath. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Stay open, pausing in the sensation of the stretch for a moment, feeling the weight of gravity take you that little bit deeper. 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. And then slowly start to come through center and then roll onto your right side. So your right shoulder, your right hip, your right knee, your right ankle will be your base. Right arm reaches away, and then left hand comes to stack on top or maybe that little bit further past. Thighs are parallel to the back edge of your mat. As you reach your left fingertips away, can you feel the motion, the movement through your upper back? And then as you exhale, roll open, extend your wingspan. Notice what arises up the length of your spine from tailbone to the crown of your head. Keep on moving. Inhale, close your book. Exhale, open the pages. What can you discover here? 2 more with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Pausing in your open book, feeling gravity gently holding you in space. Staying for 1 more breath. As you next breathe in, start to roll all the way onto your back. Make whatever adjustments you need to your clothing, to your hair, to your space. Knowing that we'll be heading into our breathwork practice in just a moment. Hug your knees towards your outer armpits or towards your chest. Maybe you roll your ankles and wiggle your toes as you rock yourself from side to side, like you were soothing a little baby or a pet or a child. A little slow dance here. And you may prefer to breathe lying down on your back with your limbs stretched long, or maybe your hands resting on your belly. Or maybe if you choose to breathe in an upright seat, take your time as you roll to one side and then press yourself up. Making any final adjustments you need to practice sitting and being. To practice being with yourself, undistracted, present and aware. Take a deeper breath in and a slower breath out. Breathing through your nose, take 2 more rounds just like that. Our box breath technique is an inhale, hold, exhale, hold for the count of 4. I'll guide you through, but know you can take your own pace, your own count, if whatever I'm offering doesn't feel right. Take 1 more breath as we prepare to move into our pattern. Next, inhale for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Keep on going. Depending on how the pattern feels, maybe you slow down your count. Maybe you get to a point where you feel comfortable with the pattern and lose the count altogether, elongating each phase of the breath, lingering in the pause at full and on empty. If you feel like you're straining, or if holding your breath at any point feels stressful, pause, let it go. Return to a steady and smooth breathing, making this your own. Take another 3 rounds in your own time. There's absolutely no rush. Complete the round that you're on. And start to let your breath just flow steady and smooth. Finding your natural rhythm once again. If you can stay and meditate, or just be with yourself in stillness for a little longer, then I encourage you to do so. Or if now is time to return to the rest of your day, whether you're lying down or seated, invite a little movement back to your body, rocking and rolling, wiggling and swirling, whatever feels good. If you're down on your back, maybe you slowly press yourself into an upright seat. And when you arrive in that upright seat, give your shoulders a roll in each direction. Same with a circle of the head and your neck. And then returning to your centered position. Closing down the eyes, bowing towards your heart space as a gesture of acknowledgement. And bringing your hands together to touch or to rest somewhere on your body. Taking a moment of gratitude for everything that we are, for everything that's brought us to this point, and for where we are going. Thanking our body, which allows us to experience the world, and for the world to experience us right back. Thank you for taking the time to move and breathe and feel your body with me. I hope to see you again soon.